Welcome to Can You Imagine What If? The channel where curiosity meets the impossible. What if the Earth stopped spinning? What if animals could talk? What if the sun disappeared? We dive into the most fascinating, mind-bending scenarios and explore the science, history, and imagination behind them. So buckle up, because the world of what if is just one click away. What if everyone spoke the same language? For as long as humans have roamed the Earth, languages have evolved as a direct reflection of culture, geography, and the unique experiences of people. There are currently over 7,000 languages spoken worldwide, each carrying its own history and meaning. But what if, suddenly, every person on the planet spoke the same language? Would it unify humanity, or would it create unexpected challenges? Let's unravel this hypothetical thread and explore the possibilities. To understand this scenario, let's first imagine how such a linguistic shift might occur. Maybe it's the result of a groundbreaking scientific discovery that instantly rewires everyone's brain to understand and speak a single language. Or perhaps it happens over centuries, through global cooperation and gradual adoption of a universal tongue. Either way, the implications are fascinating. One of the most obvious outcomes of a shared language would be the end of language barriers. Communication between people from different parts of the world would become seamless. Negotiating treaties, conducting business, and even making new friends would no longer require translators or multilingual skills. Imagine a world where misunderstandings due to mistranslations are a thing of the past. Travel would become a much simpler experience, and global collaboration on science, art, and culture could potentially skyrocket. But what language would it be? Would it be a language that already exists, like English, Mandarin, or Spanish? Or would humanity create a new, entirely neutral language that represents no single nation or culture? Constructed languages, like Esperanto, were designed with this purpose in mind. However, deciding which language to adopt could be a contentious process. The choice might favor certain cultural groups over others, potentially leading to tensions. On the flip side, let's consider the cultural consequences of losing linguistic diversity. Language is deeply tied to identity and heritage. Many indigenous languages are intertwined with oral traditions, unique worldviews, and knowledge systems that have been passed down through generations. If everyone spoke the same language, what would happen to these cultural treasures? Would we lose the rich tapestry of human history embedded in our diverse tongues? A universal language could also create unexpected challenges in personal expression. Language shapes how we think and perceive the world. For instance, some languages have words for concepts that don't exist in others. The Japanese word komorebi describes the sunlight filtering through trees, while the German word schadenfreude expresses the feeling of joy in another's misfortune. Without such linguistic variety, would our capacity to experience and describe the nuances of life be diminished? Interestingly, there is evidence to suggest that language influences thought patterns and behavior. The Sapir-Whorf hypothesis posits that the structure of a language affects its speaker's worldview. For example, languages that have distinct terms for past, present, and future might make their speakers more time-conscious than those that don't. Would a universal language standardize how we think, potentially leading to a more homogeneous global culture? Beyond culture, let's think about the potential economic and technological impacts. Businesses would thrive in a world where everyone spoke the same language. Companies could operate globally without worrying about localization or language training. Education systems might also become more streamlined, as students everywhere could learn in the same language. Technology, like AI and voice recognition, would advance faster since there'd be only one linguistic framework to optimize for. However, this linguistic uniformity might not be as utopian as it seems. Power dynamics could play a role in determining the structure and vocabulary of this universal language. Would certain nations or groups gain undue influence because the chosen language aligns more closely with their own? And what about dialects and accents? Even within a single language, variations arise based on region, class, and ethnicity. Would a universal language evolve into multiple dialects over time, leading us back to the diversity we started with? From a scientific perspective, the disappearance of language diversity could hinder our understanding of human cognition and history. Linguists and anthropologists study languages to uncover insights about migration patterns, ancient civilizations, and the evolution of human thought. A single language could erase these clues, leaving future generations with fewer tools to understand their past. And what about art and literature? Poetry, prose, and song often rely on the unique rhythms and structures of their languages. Would Shakespeare's plays, the Quran, or haikus lose some of their magic if translated into a universal language? Could new forms of creative expression emerge, or would we mourn the loss of linguistic nuance? Despite these challenges, there are undeniable benefits to a universal language. Global crises like climate change and pandemics require coordinated action. A shared language could enhance international cooperation and ensure that crucial information is understood by all. It could also foster a sense of unity, making humanity feel like one interconnected community rather than a collection of fragmented groups. Interestingly, the idea of a single language isn't new. Ancient myths, like the Tower of Babel, explore humanity's desire for linguistic unity and the consequences of its loss. In science fiction, universal translators and common galactic languages often symbolize a more advanced, harmonious society. But even in these narratives, language is rarely portrayed as static. Just as culture evolves, so does the way we communicate. So what would a world with one language truly look like? It might be a world where collaboration and understanding flourish, where misunderstandings and barriers crumble. But it could also be a world where individuality and diversity take on new, less linguistic forms. Humanity would need to navigate this balance carefully, preserving the essence of what makes us unique while embracing the possibilities of a shared voice. Thanks for exploring the impossible with us. If you loved today's what-if scenario, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an adventure into the unknown. Have a what-if question of your own. Drop it in the comments. We just might feature it in our next video. Until next time, keep imagining the impossible.